Welcome! Should be a pretty quick record mail opening today. I've got another couple of records from the one seller to open from Discogs Marketplace, and it's two more, as if you couldn't guess from the thumbnail and the title of the video, from Madonna, as many of you will know who've been keeping up with my recent record unboxings. I've been adding to my Madonna collection recently, mainly her work in the 80s and 90s, although I did of course get the music album which was released in 2000 a few weeks ago. One in particular in here I've really wanted for quite some time. I did used to own it when I was young, when it originally came out. I think I got it in Christmas 1990, which would have been around the time it was originally released. And the other Madonna album in here is something a bit unusual. It came out, I think it was 1987. It wasn't something that I was planning on getting, but I kept seeing it now and again when I was looking for Madonna on Discogs and eBay. And this seller had that and the other album in question. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to get both graded at very good condition, I believe. So let's get into it. The total price for this order, I think including postage, it's around the £40 mark, which for pre-owned or second-hand vinyl is a little high, really, a little higher than what I like to pay. But one of these in particular, the seller did make a point of saying it's a really nice condition copy. They both original pressings from what I can tell. One will be from 1987 and the other from 1990. As we get into this mailer here, feels like they've both been put in outer protectors as well. I think the sort of more thinner ones that I'm not keen on. Although having said that, no, that one feels good quality. I suppose that one isn't too bad either. Which shall I show you first? I think what I will do, this one seems to be separated out. Yes, it has been, so I'm just going to take the inner sleeves of that out and then we can have a better look. In fact, I think they've both been separated out, but one of them is a gatefold, so that's going to be more difficult. Actually, this isn't that good a quality sleeve. Look, it's tearing, but I've got plenty of these that I can use of my own. So the first album I'm going to show you, and it is technically classed as an album, even though I think there's only 6 tracks on it, 3 on each side. This is You Can Dance. And what this is, I do vaguely remember this coming out. I mean, I would have been 6 or 7 years old at the time, but perhaps I saw advertising somewhere or caught a glimpse of it in record shops and the such like in town centres when I was younger. This is a remix album for all intents and purposes. I've put my glasses on because I wanted to try and read some of what these record sleeves say. And I'm still struggling because the text is just too dark for my eyes to really see. I'm pretty sure one of the tracks on here is Holiday. I think that might be track 2 on side A. As you can see, the seller did separate this out. A lot of sellers do that for second-hand records. A quick look at the record there, it's just standard black vinyl, so I won't concentrate too much on that. You Can Dance, it's a remix album, and it's like a mixed one as well, as in each song segues in with the last one. So it's like a sort of long mega mix, really. Although obviously there'll be a break halfway through with it being on record. You know, end of side A, beginning of side B, that's when it'll start again. Whether on the CD version, it's all mixed through, like track 3 to track 4 as well, I've no idea. And obviously this would have come out on cassette originally, and that would have also had a break at the end of side 1, because that's how cassettes were. Just stick this back in. This does look to be in pretty good condition, and this wasn't the album that the seller particularly rated as being in immaculate condition, which is an intended pun on what I'm going to show you next. Some Madonna remixes, I think, like a couple of early album tracks or stuff off her first or second album, maybe Like a Virgin, could even be something off True Blue. I do have those albums, but I can't remember exactly what's on offhand. Could be even B-sides, I honestly don't know. I was just intrigued to want to actually listen to this, that I thought I'd get it. This was probably about £10 from this seller, but I'm really impressed with the condition. It kind of, to me now, almost looks brand new, this sleeve. I think there is an obi strip that's missing from this though. An obi strip, for those who don't know, they're more common in Japanese releases, and this isn't a Japanese release, but for some reason even the Western, the European issues. Some of them, not all of them I don't think, did come with an Obi strip, and possibly even a few came with a poster. This is just the record, but that's fine. Still delighted, particularly with the condition of this. And I think this seller here is someone who's a big collector, may even own his own record shop or does record stalls at fairs and things like that, so it's likely to have been cleaned professionally as well. Nice images of Madonna on the front and the back. So just a bit of an impulsive purchase, You Can Dance, but I'm very happy. But it's the next one that I'm particularly delighted to get. Again, an original pressing, this one, apparently. I thought these were alright quality, but yeah, I can tell right away. Look, I'll show you. If you can just sort of rip it with absolutely no effort like that, then these are fine to kind of mail things out in, I think. Especially when the adhesive at the top. The Retro, who I have a monthly subscription to, use these sort of adhesive, thinner protectors, but to keep things in my collection I prefer something much stronger. So I can swap this out, and I'll swap it out with a gatefold sleeve, because this is a gatefold album. It's the album that I used to own on cassette all those years ago, and I've got it back in my collection today on vinyl. This is the Immaculate collection, Madonna's first and I think still biggest selling greatest hits compilation. So as I say, it's always nice for me to get an album again on whatever format that I used to own back in the day, and most likely if it was pre-1995 I owned it on cassette. Post 1995 I would have owned it on CD, so this one was a former cassette album of mine, but now got it on vinyl record. It's come with 2 inner sleeves here, 'cause it's a double album, and this sold loads. It has been reissued in more recent times, and I was looking out for a more recent pressing, but I kind of like the fact that I've got an original one here as we open it up and see the gatefold opening here with, I think that might be some sort of essay, maybe a few credits. Marvellous. I'm so happy that I've got this back in my collection. You could say it's slightly inessential because I'll own all these tracks, even the new singles off here, Justify My Love and Express Yourself. I'll have those elsewhere, but you know, this brings back a lot of memories really. And it's by no means a comprehensive Madonna collection. There's a lot of stuff that wasn't included on this. I don't know who picked the songs for the Immaculate collection. I'm assuming, given she kind of already had a reputation as a megalomaniac of sorts, I imagine it's Madonna who would have been in charge of deciding what was on here. The really iconic hits like Holiday, True Blue, Like a Virgin, they're on here. Of course, Justify My Love, which was one of the 2 new singles released, that especially on this album. Like a Prayer is also on here, as it should be, one of Madonna's greatest in my opinion. Vogue is on. Vogue would have been released on the I'm Breathless Dick Tracy soundtrack, which I unboxed and showed you in a very recent video. Hopefully Live to Tell is on here. Like I said, I put my glasses on in the hope that I could read a lot of what's on here, and I can't really. Crazy for You, yep. Material Girl, Into the Groove, yeah. Live to Tell, that is the last track on side 2. Papa Don't Preach, yeah. I mean, I could go on. Everyone knows at least a few Madonna tracks. You know, she's the queen of pop after all. I'll put these inner sleeves back in this properly later on, and then put this into one of my own gatefold protectors, which are really good quality. And if you've got an album with a gatefold sleeve, i.e. one that opens up like a book or a magazine sort of thing like this does, then it keeps them really nice. I'm delighted. Everything looks good quality. I'll have a quick look at one of the discs. Standard black vinyl, not heavyweight, because we didn't really get 180 heavyweight vinyl back in the 80s and 90s. I think maybe 1 or 2 really specialist high-end record labels may have issued, probably for classical music more than anything, but 180 gram vinyl for kind of rock and pop, you know, non-classical music really. That's more a recent thing for us collectors. But yeah, that Sire Records yellow centre label, so it's got a Warner Brothers logo on it as well. Very nice. The seller had said specifically in the description of the item this was a particularly nice quality copy, nice quality edition for an original as well, and I totally agree. everything looks pristine, and this certainly doesn't look like something that is now, God, over 31 years old. Wow. So the Immaculate collection by Madonna. If I can get the right side to show you, that's the front of it. And also, more of an impulsive purchase, but I'm really excited to listen to this. And I do like remixes and dance music and stuff, so this should be a lot of fun. From 1987, I believe, You Can Dance. So there we are. Thank you to the Discogs Marketplace seller for a brilliant delivery here. Didn't take long for these records to come at all. Only ordered them a couple of days ago and they're here already. And I want to say thanks to all of you for watching this video. Special thanks go to my wonderful subscribers and generous, gorgeous patrons. Please see my referral links, my Facebook group link, my Patreon link, and my link for Contents Insurance, where you can get some money off your premiums, and it helps me out as well, from Urban Jungle. All that stuff down in the description text box. It always is. I say it every time, don't I? Even I get sick of saying it. I think it's good to remind you that there is some links that will save you some money and be very kind to me if you click on them down in that very same text box. I'm gonna go now, probably listen to You Can Dance first actually, before the Immaculate collection, because that one's gonna be the more sort of unknown quantity of these two. And as for future Madonna albums, as of the time of me recording this, I've not ordered any more, but maybe by the time this video goes up I might have done. I'm maybe slowing down a little bit on filling the Madonna gaps in the collection now, but there is still plenty that I want, and I'm going to keep looking out for them, so I'm sure this won't be the last time you see any Madonna albums and Madonna records on this channel, but it might be the last time for a little while. We'll have to wait and see. Anyway, I'm going to go now. Please join me again for my next record collecting video. Cheers everyone. See ya!